President Uhuru Kenyatta has warned against the ongoing politics for his succession less than a year into his second term. His deputy, William Ruto, is among those who have already hit the campaign trail for the 2022 State House bid. But how do these premature campaigns compare to those held in previous years? And how did President Kenyatta's predecessors handle similar succession headaches? Muremi Mwangi interrogates on this week's House of Cards.
As the late Dr. Christian Bernard, known for performing the world's first human-to-human heart transplant, flew to Kenya in the late 1970s, the renowned cardiac surgeon perhaps had little idea how his diagnosis on ailing President Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, giving him not more than 2 years to live, would affect the young nation's political landscape.
It was becoming clear that Mzee would not live for long, and therefore the succession games began in earnest.
The Attorney General then, Charles Jonjo, has said that if you contemplate, countenance, think, imagine about Mzee's death, you are committing treason.
4 decades later, as the Kenyatta family led the nation to commemorate Mzee Kenyatta's 40th anniversary, his son, now the country's 4th president, Uhuru Kenyatta, appeared to lift the veil on his frustrations with the fierce succession politics, taking shape less than a year into his second and arguably most important term in office. A state of affairs complicated by Kenyatta's March 9th cooperation deal with opposition chief Raila Odinga, seen by some allies of Deputy President William Ruto as an attempt to deflate Ruto's 2022 political wheels to State House.
You know, I keep reading in the newspapers, listening to stories and people talking. Sijui political pact, sijui this. I want you to understand that there is a much deeper understanding between myself and the Honorable Raila Odinga.
The presidential flag bearer in 2013 and in 2017 was Uhuru Kenyatta. And subsequently, the deputy president was going to be in quote, heir apparent.
What, however, is and might influence Uhuru's decision, like I've said, is certain forces outside government, not within government. Family and very close, influential family members.
But Uhuru's frustrations and presumed Ruto restlessness is not new to the Kenyan political scene.
I thank you all.
The duo's political godfather, former President Daniel Arap Moi, was the presumed unwanted man during Mzee Kenyatta's sunset years, as powerful Kikuyu power brokers led by Mbiu Koinange and Kihika Kimani unsuccessfully attempted to amend the constitution to block Moi's automatic accession to power in event of Mzee Kenyatta's death. And during his final days in power, President Moi also had to navigate a similar headache, intensified by Odinga's crossover to KANU, culminating in this acrimonious rupture of the Independence Party after Moi settled on young Uhuru as his preferred successor. 10 years later, Uhuru was yet again a marked man among power brokers behind retired President Mwai Kibaki, who were rooting for then UDF leader Musalia Mudavadi's presidential bid in the wake of the Uhuru-Ruto ICC cases. But that was before the cunning duo reneged on a deal to support Mudavadi, leaving the then Sabatia MP groping in political wilderness. And like a history repeating itself, a recent Rift Valley leaders meeting singled out persons behind the presidency, among those keen to frustrate Ruto's 2022 bid.
From Kenyatta to Moi to Kibaki to Uhuru is a scripted in the 1960s by Kenyatta himself. So the difference is that Kenyatta was for Moi. But the difference now is that Uhuru is being pushed into abandoning his deputy.
And there will never be an end to politics. There will be politics. Hiyo ni hali ya maisha. But please do not misinterpret politics with this deeper understanding.
Now, faced with the headache of fierce succession battles happening behind his back and the pressure to build a legacy, President Kenyatta no doubt faces a tough balancing act as the clock ticks fast through his final term. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News in Nairobi.